Today I'm going to be talking about why I believe the death penalty should be abolished. And first, I'm going to start off with what is the death penalty. And the death penalty is a punishment used to punish criminals for more bigger and harmful, ferocious acts. And it was brought to America by a man named William Kemmler in the early colony days. And there's three ways that the death penalty is performed. And first, the most commonly used is lethal injection, where you are first sedated, then paralyzed, and slowly they stop your heart. And next is by electric chair, where they tie you down, strap you up, put a metal cap on your head, and send electric shocks throughout your body. And the least common used, hanging or being hung. And today we are going to talk about why the death penalty doesn't bring justice, what the cost of the death penalty is, and has anyone ever wrongfully been sentenced. And first, we're going to be talking about does the death penalty really bring justice? And after doing a lot of research, many victims' families believe that jail or life in prison would be a lot worse punishment. They believe this because they think the death penalty is like an easy way out, or they don't really get anything because they don't know what happens when you die and stuff like that. And that leaves me with the burning question is, who knows better than the victims or the families of the victims? And that next leads me to my next topic, which is what is the cost of the death penalty? And in just Florida alone in 2019, they spent $51 million more on cases with the death penalty than if they would have just given them life in prison. And another thing is, can you really put a cost on a life? Regardless of what they've done or anything, you're not making it any better by taking their life as well. Which leads me to my next subject, which is, has anyone ever wrongfully been sentenced to death? And the answer to that question is sadly yes. And he goes by the name of George Stinney Jr., and he was just a 14-year-old boy. This was around the 1950s, and he was sentenced to death because he was the last to see two little girls who were brutally murdered. It took them about 2 weeks to sentence him to death and 2 months to actually do it. And then just about 6 years ago in 2014, they had another trial in another case with DNA evidence finding that George Stinney Jr. was actually innocent. And they put him down using electric chair, which is one of the most painful ways to be put to death. And that is why I believe the death penalty should be abolished. From the injustice it serves to the ridiculous cost and the disgusting and wrong killing of George Stinney Jr. And these are my sources.